you able to hear me, all of you? My voice is clear and audible now. So, good morning once again, everyone. Before we start today's session, we'll just recollect what we have discussed on. Good morning, everyone. Saturday, that is day before yesterday. We discussed which topic? DNS. Yes, DNS part 2. There we discussed how to configure the secondary, standard secondary, that is called backup. Then after that, I shown you how to create a stub zone. Stub zone will work like a index, means it will have the partial information, only two zones, SOA and NS, but it doesn't have the address and alias record. Still, it will communicate because it will work like an index. It will identify with the help of the partial record the main DNS server. Then last week discussed in Active Directory integrated primary zone. So in that we discussed like with the help of the Active Directory integrated primary zone, which is created when we make our machine as DC. Then what happens? We can do like joining of the domain. Like any user who is working like a domain user need the machine to be joined into the domain. How it is possible? Through ActiveDirect. Then once we make the backup of the DC, the data from the DC will be replicated to the ATC. That also happens because of the ActiveDirect integrated primary zone. Apart from that, other important works that if any modification is done in the entire forest, that also information is stored in ActiveDirect integrated. So I shown you when we create a DC already this service records of the Active Directory integrated zones will be created, six service record. So that I shown you by deleting my Active Directory integrated zones. Again I created how? Just go to the same option DNS tools. Then from there we have to select two options, primary zone along with the Active Directory integrated. Then it will become Active Directory integrated zone. And these six records will be created default. After that, finally we discussed these two concepts that was forwarders and conditional forwarders. So in that we were getting some error in the output. So I said what was the difference between forwarder and conditional forwarder is that when we use the forwarder, we need to give the name of the our forward lookup zone. So that we'll have two website or multiple whose name you are given in the conditional forwarder. It should communicate with that only, not with all other. But it was communicating with other also. That should happen when we use only forwarder, no condition. So when we create only a forwarder, whatever forward lookup zones you have, it should communicate with all of them. But we were getting some error. So I did it and I troubleshoot it, and that I'll show you now. So we'll begin with the practical of that Saturday session. And what was the problem? Why we were able to communicate with that all? I'll show you. So let me start with the Saturday practical. Yes, everybody. Can I begin with the Saturday's practical? Okay, thanks for your confirmation. I'll begin. I'm not still starting the today session. I'll first complete that, then we'll come to today's session. Okay. Now, so suppose in Saturday session, we were using what? The forwarders. First, I was using the conditional forwarder. So this is my DC machine. This is my DC machine. This is DC machine. I went to the DC machine from to the DNS service with the help of the tools you can find here, and I created some multiple forward lookup zones. So like here you can see I have created some multiple forward lookup zones, BMW, Zen, ABC like this. But when I use the name or like one of the name in the forwarders, I should get like I created this. These are my multiples. So in the conditional forwarder, if I give the name of any one of these webs forward lookup zone, it should communicate with that only, not with all others. But in our case, what was happening on the Saturday session, it was communicating with all. So it was almost end of our session. So So the time was not there for me to troubleshoot. So I found it out after the session completed. Now I'll show you that what was the problem. Now this is my suppose this is my client machine. See here, same setup here. This machine IP address should be what? Preferred DNS and IP address. There should not be any linkage with the DC. Same thing we maintained here. Same thing. So now this we are using as a first forwarder. Sorry, conditional forwarder. Then I'll show you the last one. Last one I'll show you what? The conditional forwarder. As per the DNS second day session. So now let me go to the tools. Here I'm having what service? DNS service. Now here this is the conditional forwarder I'm making. Conditional forwarder I'm making. So you can see in the DC how many things I have here. Three website names. Zen, BMW, ABC. So I'll take any one of the name. Uh, Please suggest me any one website name or forward lookup zone name I have to take for the any one name out of these three. I'll take that. Okay, I got a request for the what like BMW, so I'll take it like BMW now. Now let me go to the conditional forwarder now. Please keep your mic in mute position. Somebody has kept it in. Let me check that because it will disturb you as well as everybody else. Rohit, can you just? You cannot. You can just. You can. Okay, fine. Let me now make a conditional forwarder with the BMW name. Suppose what I'll do, right click, new conditional forwarder. So here the domain name. What is the domain name? BMW. This has to be created in the DC or our main DNS server. Yes. Then validate the master IP address. In my case, what is the 10.1? Then it is validated. Actually, what should happen now? It should communicate only with the BMW, not with the others. Not with the others like I have created. Already we created the zones. You know how to create. Many time I shown you. So let us do now same thing. So now I'll go to my client machine. From here, I should able to communicate with what? Only BMW, not with the ABC or Zen. So let us try once more. Now let me open here the command prompt. Let me open this command prompt. I'm just increasing the size that everybody can see a little bit better. So now let me communicate with what? BMW.com. So ping www.bmw. So I'm getting the communication or the link with that. So up to this there is no problem, but practically we need to prove that it should not communicate with the others power lookup zones like this. Now whether it is communicating, so whether or not it's communicating, no. So it means now our practical is correct. Now our practical is correct. So what was happening actually, I'll show you the error. So actually what was happening in the background on the Saturday session, please don't keep your mic in unmute position. No, please, it's a request, everybody. What was the actual, it was why it was communicating with others means actually what was happening. in this, there is a machine here, system 2. So here we have an option called properties and here forwarders. So in that, actually the DC IP address was there. So that's why it was becoming like a forwarder. So it was communicating. So what I did in this machine, as a troubleshoot, I went there and I removed that IP. After removing the IP only, it is working like a conditional forwarder. So in that, the IP was there as a forwarder. So it is working like a forwarder. Now I'll show you the forwarders. So I hope everybody understood now the practical correctly. Yes. So I got a reply also. Thanks for your confirmation. So now let us prove now our forwarders. So how many I have forward lookup zones in the main? Three. Once I give this forwarder, all three will communicate. So already you have the practical steps and I've shown you number of times. Same thing I'll show you now here. This is my practical steps. So let me go to the this practical we have done on Saturday, Friday. Then this practical we have done on Saturday, standard secondary step zone. Also we done the integrated primary zone. The problem was here we were getting conditional forward and power. So now conditional forward is completed. Now we'll do the last practical in the DNS server. That is the forwarder. So in the forwarder, what the thing is given by the IP. In the forwarder, the name is not mentioned, just the IP address. So whatever forward lookup zones here in the master DNS server, with it will communicate with all of them. In conditional forwarder, will give the name of the one of the forward lookup zones. So it should communicate only with the name which you are given, not with the other existing forward lookup zone. So I hope it is clear now the concept. What is the difference between forwarder and conditional forwarder? Everyone? I said in the conditional forwarder, suppose I took the example, three forward lookup zones are there in my main machine. That is the main DNS server, which is called master DNS server. So now I'm creating the forwarder. Sorry, first I created the conditional forwarder in other machine. So I given, so suppose out of the three name, one name like bmw.com. So in the conditional forwarder, what it should happen? It should only communicate with the BMW, not with the other two, like I have ABC and Zen. So it was not communicating. Now we'll create now what? The forwarder, simply the forwarders. Forwarder means what? In the conditional forwarder, name of the forward lookup zone. But in the forwarder, we'll use only, there is no name, only the IP address of the our master DNS server. So whatever forward lookups are there, it will forward to all of them. In conditional forwarder, will give the name of the forward lookup zone to whom it should communicate. Then it will not communicate with the rest of the other. Only with the name which you are given that it will communicate, not with the other. In the forwarder, whatever uh, forward lookup zones you have in the master DNS server, no need to mention any name, just mention the IP address. So with all the forward lookup zones, it will communicate. Understood now the difference between forwarder and conditional forwarder? Everyone? Okay, fine. So now, how do you create a forwarder? Same concept. You should have multiple forward lookup zones, which I have in the DC. So go to the second machine, right click on the system tool, click on the forward properties, then click on what the tab called forwarder. Then give the IP of your master DNS server. Okay. Now, whatever you have forward lookup zone, it will communicate with all of them. In the forwarder, we will give the name. So which name you have given in the conditional forwarder, it should communicate with that only, not with the others. But in the case of forwarder, you just need not give any name. Just give the name of the IP address of the master DNS server. So whatever forward lookup zones are existing in the forward lookup zone, with that it will communicate in the forwarder. So now same thing I'll show you practically. So now you see here in my DC, Altogether, how many forward lookups I have? Three: ABC, BMW, Zen. I created the conditional forwarder with which name? BMW. So when I went to the DC machine, when I went to the other machine, it was communicating. I made a conditional forwarder with what name? Only with the BMW. So I shown you. So it is communicating only with the BMW. See here. It was communicating with BMW, but it was not communicating with other forward lookup zones like I have ABC or Zen. It is not communicating because we have given the conditional forwarder. So in conditional forwarder, what will happen? What will happen? Only whose name you are given, with that it should communicate, not with the other. So that's what exactly happening. Now I'll convert that. This DC now, this machine is acting like my conditional DNS server. Now I'll make this machine as a simply forwarder DNS server. Simply I'll make it like a forwarder DNS server. So let us see how to do it. So everything has to be done in the second machine, not in the first machine. So how do you create it? Simply a forwarder. So go to the system. There you have the option of properties. Then go to the here forwarders. Now here you add the master DNS server. So in my Saturday session already here the IP address was already added. So go to the edit. Then here now you give the IP of the master. So it was already there. So I did not see that. So that's why it was working like a forwarder instead of conditional forwarder. Now can you see here? Now how many apply? So if you are getting same problem like I got on the Saturday, it was communicating instead of communicating with one, it was communicating with multiple. If you are doing the practical for conditional forwarder, go to this option. From here you select and you delete it. You use the option called edit. So then you can select and delete it. That's what I did. So I was getting the practical correctly for the conditional forwarder. But now I'm doing the practical for forwarder. So in forwarder, it should be there. So now apply OK. Now you see in the DC, how many we have? Three. Now it should communicate with three. Instead of only one, it should communicate with all the three. Now let's open the command prompt again. First ping to the www.bmw. Now you can see it is communicating. Now it should also communicate with also the next one. What is the next one? I have a name called ABC. Now, here. I'm not given the name, but still it's communicating. So in Saturday session, actually this was the problem. So we were using the conditional forwarder, but in the background, the IP address was already mentioned. I didn't remember that. So it was working like instead of conditional forwarder, it was working like a forwarder. Another thing is there. What is that? Then now you can see it is communicating now with all the websites. Sorry, all the forward lookup zones. Yes. So this is the difference between conditional forwarder and simply forwarder. So in forwarder, I repeat, if you create a forwarder DNS server, whatever forward lookups you have in master DNS server, it will forward the request to all of them. It will ensure the communication with all of them. But in conditional forwarder, we have to give the name of the forward lookup zone with whom it should communicate. So it will communicate with that only, and it will not communicate with the rest of the forward lookup zones which you will have in the DNS master DNS server. So this is the difference between forwarder and conditional forwarder DNS server. So I hope now it is clear to everyone. Yes, it's clear to everyone now. Now we are done with the Saturday session. Now we'll start today's session. Now we'll start with what? Now we'll start with today's session. So I'll just recollect till now what are the important services we have configured. So a conditional forwarder condition is what? Simply, sometime you may want the users or your employees to access only particular zone, not the other zone. So at that time, you just put a conditional forwarder. Sometimes that's why they have these options. Sometimes your requirement is they should not access all, only one. Then you create a conditional forward. So now our today's session. Before I start with today's session, I'll just recollect. Till now, we have discussed some important services, how to configure. First important service we discussed how to configure was the ADDS. Then we discussed how to configure DSCP. Then we discussed how to configure DNS. So in this, ADDS is a service designed by the Microsoft. It will be done on the Microsoft machine. Whereas the DSCP and DNS is a what? Platform independent services. So this can be configured not only on Windows, on any other OS, DNS and DSC. And today, but ADDS is a platform dependent service, which can be done because this has been designed, ADDS service is designed by the Microsoft. So which will support on only Windows Server operating system, not on other OS like Windows, sorry, non-Windows OS, like Linux or Unix or Mac, those OS. But whereas these universal services, this is DSCP, uh, DNS, it is a platform independent. So I configured the DSCP. Same thing I can configure in Linux also, Mac also, Unix also. DNS also can be configured on any operating system. The method and procedure might be different, how to configure, but the concept will be same. So if my server is Linux and my clients are using Linux OS, so now I need to configure which server to provide them the IP address. I repeat my question. My server is working on Linux. My clients are using Linux OS. Now I need to give all my client, there are about 100 clients, I need to give the IP address. So which service I should configure now? TSCP. So the concept is same. Whether you use any operating system, concept is now I'm working in a Linux environment, multiple servers. I want my users to access the things by name. Which service I'll configure now? DNS. Yes. Concept is same. How you are configuring might be different. Okay. So now today we are going to discuss one more important service that is called web server. So today we are going to discuss which service? Web server. So have you heard about the web server? What is meant by web server? Web server. Yes. What is the web server will do? What is the purpose of web server? Yes. Very nice, Rajesh. Web server is a server which is used for hosting the website. Hosting means putting your website. Like why people or the companies are hosting their website? What is the intention behind hosting their website? Hosting means putting the website over the internet. Why they are doing like that? What is the main intention behind hosting their website? So to get the answer in a simple way, yes. Display their detail about the company. Yes, very nice. So now let me go to the today's session. So what we are going to discuss today's session? Web server. So what is our today's topic? Web server. So we have done up to this. Now we are doing the web server. So to understand the web server, we'll take one simple example. Like suppose you started a new company. Assume all of you, you think that you started one company, a new business. Now your business depends on whom? The customer or the client. You started a new business, a new company. Now, what you'll do first to get the customer or the clients, what you need to do to get to the customer or the customer, yes, you need to promote it. Promotion. So for promotion, you need to make what? Marketing or advertisement. Yes, your product rate is secondary. First, you need to market it, promote it. Because more people should know about your product, about your company. Then only they can become your customer. So, yes, what you'll do for that? How do you promote or how do you market your new company or your new business? Like in olden days, people used to use what? Some pamphlets, hoardings, or the distributes, put on some banners, or put a advertisement through some newspaper. But nowadays, what the people are using, like you can also use one option of making advertisement through some news channel, sorry, some through some channel. But if you see all these method, they are either very expensive, like the making ad, or putting your ad through the television channel. It's very costly. That depends on the time and which channel. Very costly. And when you use some other options like putting a hoardings or giving the putting a banner or distributing the pamphlets, it has very limited range. And putting advertisement through newspaper, it is like how many people today read the newspaper and that to the advertisement. And when you put a advertisement through some channel, how many people generally see the advertisement? They generally swap the channel. It is very costly, and apart from that, they'll swap the channel. Yes. So if you compare all this method, and I don't find there might be many channel in the world which is broadcast worldwide. There might be certain channel which is broadcast in more country, but all countries I don't know which channel is there. So the best medium now people are companies or the individual people are using is what? The internet. So they are uh, making their own website and putting their website over the internet so that anybody across the world can know their information. So like Rajesh written, I think somebody might have seen in the chat box, why people are hosting their website, whether it might be individual person or through a company, person through company hosting their website. Me, if you see any website, in the website, if you open, it contain web pages. Web pages contain what? Their information. Suppose as an individual person, I hosted my website, so it contain my related information. As an individual person, I'm the owner of some small company or some company. So I'll want to promote my company information. So what I'll do, I'll just take, I'll use one my website. I'll ask my persons like software developers to create or to design one website. Yes, that website I'll put it over the internet by so that anybody across the world can access my information. So the more people access my information, more chances of getting the business or the customer or the client. And the cost for the hosting your website is also not very high. It's very reasonable. So that's why now even some persons who are using some small business, like maybe they're having their medical shop or the kirana shop, they are having their own website. So because they find it's very easy and very convenient method to reach to the everybody across the globe. So when you want to host your website, it cannot be done automatically. So web designers will design the website. It is whose job to host the website? It is the administrator job. But today, because of the stiff competition, some companies are looking. Administrator should have multiple skills. If he knows how to create design a website, that will be added advantage. So they may offer him the job more quickly or more better package because two persons work, one person is doing. Here, our focus is not how to design the website. Our focus is what through this course, how to host the website. Hosting cannot be done automatically, like we discussed. To give the IP address to the client, we need uh, dynamically IP should be given, but that doesn't happen unless until as administrator you create one service called DSCP. So same way, when you want to host your website, it will won't be done automatically. As an administrator, you need to host the website. So to host the website, you need some service. You need to use some service to host the website. So generally, what is the service in Windows operating system we are using to host the website? What is the service we are using in Windows to host the website? Anybody? Okay, I'll repeat. I repeat. Uh, I repeat. To host the website from the Windows operating system, what is the service we are using? Web server means service through which we will host our website. To host the website as administrator, please keep your mic in mute position. Please. So, so we are no, I'm just paused. Somebody voice was coming. I just video is not paused. I just still not put it because I wanted the answer from you. So, web server is what? Web server is what? It's a service through which we can host our website. So, to host the website in Windows, what is the service we used? That was I was asking. So, I got many answers, but which one is the correct answer? I got some HTTP, HTML. Somebody saying like Vim. Somebody saying uh, IIS. Somebody saying I got some answers. Let me check. FTP. Somebody says WDS. Which one is the correct answer now? Which one is the correct answer? I ask Rajesh like that. To host the website in Windows, what is the service we used? Because hosting a website doesn't done automatically. So administrator has to host the website. So to host the website, we are working on which operating system? Windows. So in Windows, what is the service we can use to host the website? Like to assign the IP address dynamically, we need to configure DHCP. Same way, to host the website, we need some service. Which service we need in Windows, I'm asking. So I got multiple answers. So out of that, the correct answer is what? IIS. What is the correct answer? IIS. So today we are going to discuss which one IIS. So let me clear some doubts because somebody or some of you have written some services name like HTML. HTML is not a service. It is a language which is used to design the web pages. Then somebody written HTTP. HTTP is a protocol which is used to host the website, but we are not talking about protocol. We are talking about service. Then somebody says WDS. WDS is a service which is used to install the OS. We have this session, WDS, coming day session. So WDS is a service through which we can install the OS in network in multiple machines without using the DVD. So these are the some of the answers. You got it. FTP is to transfer the file, not to host the website. So to host the website in Windows, what is the service we are using? IIS. So this is what we are going to discuss. Now somebody may ask me, uh, this service can be used in other operating system like I'm using the Linux example OS. Can I use this IIS to host the website in Linux OS? So I got the answer yes, no. So what may be the correct answer now? 50-50. No. Tomcat is what? Actually, Tomcat is another service which is used to share the Java related file. But in non-Windows, we use Apache. Yes, that is the answer. Apache web server. a service name called Apache. So in the world today, maximum web servers are working on Apache. Number one is Apache. Then comes the IIS. Because IIS can be done on Windows platform only, not on other platform. Whereas the whereas the Apache is a platform independent service, means it doesn't require particular OS to use that service. It is a platform independent service. Like using the Apache, I can host my website through Linux, through Mac, through through Unix, also through Windows. Yes, also through Windows. I can also use the Windows. So it is platform. But in Windows, they are mostly using what? They design, Microsoft people design their own service. So we are focusing on currently on Microsoft. So today we'll discuss how to host the information, how to host your website through IIS service, which stands for Internet Information Service. So please remember this is a service designed by the Microsoft. So it will work on the Microsoft operating system, not on non-Microsoft operating system. So in the non-micro operating system, sorry, in non-Windows micro operating system, we are using Apache. Yes. Tomcat Apache is what? It's a service which is specifically designed to share the Windows related file. Sorry, to share Java related file. So remember, Apache is a service which is used to host the website, whereas the Tomcat Apache, which is a subsidy of Apache only. Apache is what? One organization, not a like organization. You can say something like a group. They are formed. Group of people form one association with a name called Apache. It is a open source and completely free. So they designed one more subsidy with a name called Tomcat Apache, which is primarily used for sharing Java related files. Yes, you can have the option of taking the backup of website using IIS also. Okay, so can I proceed with the IIS? Yes. So today we are going to focus on what? IIS. IIS stands for what? IIS stands for what? Internet Information Service. And basically it is a product designed by Microsoft. So it will work on Microsoft operating system, not on non-Microsoft operating system. So for non-Windows operating system, we are using Apache. Okay. So today we don't have much theory, mostly the practical. So IIS is a service which is used in the Windows operating system to host your website over the internet. So generally when we host our website contain what? Web pages. So web pages contain what? Your information. Yes, that's what I said. Apache is not an organization. Like a group of people form one something like association. Okay. So we are focusing on IIS. So IIS is a service which is used to host the website, which is used to host the website. So that website contain web pages through which we will display our information or publish our information to everybody all over the world. Whoever want to access our information, they can access it. Okay. Now coming to the next point, IIS provides what? Integrated, reliable, scalable, manageable web server over internet as well as over intranet. Means within our LAN or within our WAN, both we can do it. Same like Apache. So it's very reliable service which can be integrated with our domain as well as with the internet. And as per our requirement, we can modify it. That's why it's called scalable and manageable. this is the point about the when we talk about platform means website platform means generally it is a OS. So I already told you IIS is designed by Microsoft. So it supports for what? Support for what? Hosting the website through Windows. But as a client, I can use any operating system to access. For accessing, there is no problem. Only for hosting, this is we are discussing. Yes, we can use both intranet and internet. Both places, intranet and internet. What is the difference between intranet and internet? Intranet means what? Within your private network. For that, you need only any private IP. But when you want to host it for the public user, that is on the internet, you need to purchase one public IP for your domain. Your domain name should be unique. When you work within your private network, that is LAN, you can work with the private IP with any domain name. But when you want user access, then compulsory you should have what? You need to purchase one domain. That domain should be unique. So the domain should be registered unique name with one public IP that you have to purchase. So that is the difference. So intranet means which you work within your local network and only within your local network only this website can be accessed. But when you want everybody to access all over the world means it should be done through the internet. For that internet, the IP should be public and your domain should be unique. Understood? No, it is not like that. Intra means here not like between two. You're getting mixed up with the word. Internet because one word can have a meaning of two, three things. Like example, I tell you, I have a fan. I'm a fan of that person. So the word is fan, but it is used in different scenarios. Okay. Same way, here internet means which works on the public IP and anybody who's having the public IP can access your information anywhere in the world. But intranet means it is within your private network, local network. That local network can be one or two or single or multiple. But again, if it is multiple, it has to be like belonging to same network. If it is not same network, then you need to have connectivity with router. Physically, you have to connect. But when you use the internet, connectivity physically you don't need to maintain. That will be done through the ISP. If you are using your own internet, your own intranet, then you need to make sure connectivity, logical and physical. But when you use the internet, physical and logical connectivity is taken care by the ISP. Understood the difference? Okay. So if anybody want to take the like I have multiple branches. I want certain information to be shared through certain web pages. Then I'll use what? Intranet. I don't want those information. I'm working on some project. I need to share something. So I can do it through my own website within my private network, not for the public user. So let me go to the next point now. So first, this service IIS was released by the Microsoft with version name 2.0 in Windows NT. I already told you some many time I think. NT stands for new technology and this operating system name was there for the server operating system before 2000. From 2000 they started using the name. In which year they released their server operating system? That name, like Windows 2000. Then came Windows 2003. Then 2008. Then 12. Then 16. Like then in the IIS 5.0 version was released in 2000 server operating system. Then came in 2003 IIS 6.0. Then in 8 they released 7.0. In 12 8.0. So this is we are working. Now in 16 they release IIS 9.0. This is the versions of the IIS as per their operating system versions. So is it clear to everyone? Can I go to the next one? In Savo, it will be like 10. With every version, they are increasing the one version. So in 16, it was 9.0. So in 19, it might be 10, 10.0. Next, the features. What are the features you have in the IIS 8.0? Because we are discussing our course through 2012 server operating system. So this IIS 8.0 supports what? IP version 4 as well as IP version 6. The backup and restoration is what? Automatically. That features they have given it. And isolation of the users is there. Means you have so many domain users, but certain users should not access certain things. So that feature is there here. So we can isolate the users in accessing certain websites. Something like a filtering. Then it also supports what? For the not only for hosting, but also we can have a team which try to have some application, like a team which is working on some developing certain applications, certain program. So that also it will support. So this feature support what? Application developers and programmers. So these are the some of the features they added from the 8.0. So let me go to the next slide now. So this was the feature in 7.0. So now tell me 7.0 features will be there in 8.0 or not? 7.0 features will be there in 8.0 or not? Yes. So these are the extra features they are added. And what features we are going to see in 7.0, which will be there? Yes, additional. As per today, I can see about like 27 people. Roughly, we were getting like around 20, 21. So this is the first time I'm seeing as the course are coming to end. More people are there. Initially, more people will be there in producers. But today, the trend is opposite. I got a little bit stunned by seeing this number of parts for today. Because almost 1 week is left for us. So we are coming towards the end of our course. So many people joining means very good thing for us. Okay. Anyhow, but every day around 20 people are compulsory attending. Very nice. You are utilizing your money, time. Okay, let me come to the now. Let me come to the 7.0 version. So here, like somebody, when I asked the question, somebody said HTTP. So there is a difference between IIS and HTTP. IIS is a service through which we are hosting the website. But to host the website, it needs a protocol. So HTTP is a what? A protocol. So nowadays we are using which protocol to host our website? Which protocol maximum we are using to host the website? Can I have the answer, anybody? Yes. Rajesh is there, somebody else is there because they are writing with their code. That is the correct answer. So very nice. So we are using mostly what? HTTPS. So what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Main difference. Yes. Very nice. Secure. So as the name indicate, HTTP stands for what? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Whereas the HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure. Secure. So when we use the HTTP, when we use the very nice, one more step further people have went. Rajesh, port number also given. I'll come to that. So HTTP stands for what? Hypertext Transfer Protocol, whereas the HTTPS, same, Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure. So what is the problem with the HTTP is that it's also very good protocol, but only one drawback is the information you are accessing from some server as a client, and as a client you are giving some information. So this transmission of the data from server to client or client to server through HTTP protocol takes place in plain text form. So if you are accessing some information, there is no problem. But now website is not only used for accessing the website, but we are doing so many things now, like banking sector. We can access our account. We can able to transfer the money. We can withdraw. So many things we are able to do online. Yes. Same way we are doing online purchasing. Now online classes. All this thing makes what the data transmission, if it is in plain text form, means right, it's very what vulnerable. People may, some bad people may misuse it. Like when you, simple example, when you are doing the online purchasing, if you have given your account detail to some site which are giving, uh, promoting their item through the online, so you have purchased some item and you are given your detail. So if some people, because the server might be, you are here, server might be somewhere else in some other country. So many people will be there in between you and that server. So if they get your information, bank information, what happens? You may get immediately one message in your mobile, your bank balance become, or your amount in your bank, your bank amount become what? Zero. So if it is like that scenario, people will have any like uh, security in their mind whether to go for online or not. Then no. So that's why nowadays you might be already aware. You try to access any major website intentionally like this: http://www dot some website name. It will automatically redirect to where HTTPS, because the company is making sure that the security for the user or their client should be there. So if you intentionally or unintentionally try to access their website with HTTP, it will automatically redirect to HTTPS because for the security. So what happens with the HTTPS? The data will be going in a plain text form. And the data encryption is done and it will be going through a secure socket layer, SSL, secure socket layer. So the data will be encrypted and it will be going through a logical secure layer. So it's very difficult to decrypt it. And that encryption of data in HTTPS is done with the help of what? How the data has been encrypted in the HTTPS. SSL is the layer. Encryption. मैं थोड़ा बिजी हूँ ऑफिस का काम ऑफिस का काम कर So with the certificates in HTTPS, encryption is done with the help of what? Certificates. So certificates contain what? Two types of keys. The data will be plain, but in this HTTP, but in HTTPS the data is encrypted in cybertext form. How? With the help of certificates. So who will create these certificates? Certificates contain two types of keys, private and public. So this has to be given by the service provider to their client. Private key. Public key will be there in the server. So with the help of this, the data will be encrypted and decrypted. And those who are illegal people, like the hackers, they are not able to access your information. Only authorized people can access. So this data encryption is done with the help of what? Keys. That keys is provided with the help of certificates. So who will create these certificates? Any idea? there is an organization called CA. There is an organization called CA. CA stands for what? Our mind generally goes to what? Chartered accountant. But here CA means what? Certification authority. So there is a body or a organization with a name called CA. So CA, which is stands for certification authority, they create the certificates. So that certificate needs to be purchased. So they'll charge you, but very reasonable rate. They'll charge you annually. Then that keys, whichever they give, you have to keep that in the where you are configuring this Apache or IIS server. There you need to copy and keep it. Then your data will be encrypted with the help of that. So today we are going to host our website through HTTP, not HTTP. Yes, because for that we need keys. Privately also you can create the generate, but that will work only for the private network, not for the public network. Apart from that, all other things will be same. So we are focusing on how to host the website through HTTP protocol. And one important point here to remember, if you want, I'll show you, I'll give you the steps of how to do it through the HTTPS. I think in the file I already written in the last, you can see that. Still, if you get doubt, I can show you. Everything will be same, just a certificate. So that certificate, how to generate locally, I have given the notes last in with the practical step which I have shown you, send you. In that you can find it. I'll show you through HTTPS. You can try with HTTPS with same step. Only certificate is different. Still, if you get doubt, I can show you. Okay. Then coming to today's session, we are going to host our website through HTTP protocol. So somebody written very nicely, when we use the HTTP, one more difference is the port number. So when we use the HTTP, what will be the port number, default port number for HTTP? It will be 80. Yes. Yes, Ram, you are correct. Then if I'm using HTTPS protocol to host the website, at that time the port number will be different. What will be the port number when we use the HTTPS? What will be the port number? 443. Yes, very nice. Yes. Abdul as well as Ram, both of you are correct. 443, remember. So when I start the practical, I'll show you a location where you can find the all the port numbers for all the services. So if I forget, you just write it in the chat. I'll show you the location. Not now, today only, but while proceeding with the practical, I'll show you. So that if you get any problem, you go to that location and check the service port number. So I already told you port number is what? It's a logical address through which the services will be identified and used. Next, we can also host the things by using FTP. FTP we'll see some other day. So today we are focusing how to through HTTP protocol. So HTTP is widely used to publish the data over worldwide very easily and very quickly. So it is you can configure this as per your requirement. It supports the security. Security means what? Previously it was here security means what? It will be not encryption of data. Encryption of data is came with the HTTPS, remember. So the port number is for HTTP 80, whereas for HTTPS, remember 443. So with this, we have done today's theory part. With the IIS, will be like too much if I show you the practical for FTP. So I'll show you some other day. We'll not leave it. Okay. So can we start with the practical now? Yes. 43 is the port number HTTPS. So let's go to the this much the theory we have within the internet or within the internet means Between these you can work. See, within this circle, internet, in, intranet, sorry, intranet. But internet means anyone can access from anywhere. So the difference lies in the IP address. So if you are using the public IP, then it's through the internet. If you are using your private IP, then it is within the intranet. So what are the requirement to host the website? First, you need static IP. So for private you can, for internet you compulsory use public IP, and for internet you need to register your domain. For private it doesn't require. You can work with anything. So this is the, and home directory you need to have the web pages. So website contain what? Web pages. Centralized location which is called home directory. I said what is the difference? Intranet and internet means what? Everything is same except the IP. So if you are working on private IP, it will work for intranet. So at that time you can use any IP and don't have to register any domain name. You can use any domain name. But when you use website hosting for public user, means for internet, then compulsory you need to use one, purchase one domain. Domain means your domain name should be unique. Your domain name should be unique. My voice is not audible. Yes. Okay. So I repeat once again, because somebody said your voice is not audible. So I repeat once again. So what is the difference between intranet and internet is everything is same. Everything is same. Okay. So somebody is requesting like this. Go with the previous slide. So here. So here, this is the intranet, means within those people who are within your domain, they can access, and it will work with what? With any IP. It can be public or private. You don't have to purchase that IP, and you can use any domain name as per your company. Any name you can use. Your domain name is registered, need not to be registered. So suppose I configure one domain with what name? Zoom.com. That I did not need to register. So it is valid. It is valid for my employees, local users, but the outside people cannot access my web pages. This is within my private network. Okay. Now coming to intranet. Sorry, this is about the intranet. Coming to internet, you need one public IP instead of private IP. You need to purchase one domain. That domain name should be unique, and that domain name will be registered with your public IP which you have purchased. Then it should be mentioned in the ISP DNS server. That is been done. See, my voice is audible to everyone. Yes. So one person is not getting, I think, the audio. So that person need to just re-log in. Here, yes, somebody has given this location. Or this is the exact location I was looking for. I'll show you, but this is the location. Windows System 32 driver etc. In that you will find the port numbers. Who has given this? Arun Kumar. Very nice. Then somebody is saying like this code ZTAM Amirpet student 68776. So can anybody just write it in the chat for that person? Please log out and re-log in, because others are getting. Right? Those who are not getting, otherwise I'll write it. Nobody is getting, no. So some people might be. So So those who are not getting the voice, re-log in, because the problem is from not my side. If it is from my side, nobody will get the voice, but somebody are. So just check the connectivity from your side. Just a minute, I'm writing the information for the people who are not getting the audio. Okay, so I'll continue with the session. Now, domain name need to be registered, and this has to be registered in the ISP DNS server. So there are certain service provider like GoDaddy. Approach them, they will register your domain with the global ISP. And the home directory is needed, means website contain what? Web pages. So that web pages should be kept in a centralized one common location. That is what it's given there. Okay, done. Now we'll start with the practical. Okay. Can I start with the practical now? So next one is what? FTP. That we'll see some other day. Now let me go with the practical. I was just telling you there is a location where you can find the all the port numbers. So for the convenience of everybody, because somebody already know that location, they written in the chat also. But for the convenience of everybody, I'm just showing you the location. I'm showing you the location where you can find all the port numbers for all the services. So this is the location. You please note it down. So first we need to go to our computer. Go to your computer. And in the computer, you go to the C drive. Inside the C drives, you will find a folder named Windows. So go to your C drive, then to the folder called Windows. Here you can find the location C drive, Windows, then System 32. So just keep one thing and write it like this, System 32. You will get the System 32. So I repeat the location C drive. Inside the C drive, Windows folder, inside the System 32. Then there you will find what? Drivers. You go to the drivers. Can you see here the drivers? Inside the drivers, you will find what? etc. Now you need to go to the etc. You can see the path here: C drive, Windows, System 32, drivers, etc. In that you find with what? You find it what? The services. Now you open this. So for that you need to open with some application. So I'm opening with what? Services with what? Notepad. So open this service with what? Notepad. Now you can find port numbers for everything, all the services port number you can. So if you get a confusion, please remember this location. All the port numbers you'll have. Okay. So I hope you understood this. This is the location you noted down. And you open these services with what? Notepad port number. On the top, you can find the location C drive, Windows, System 32, drivers, etc. under the service. So let us start the practical for today. Start the practical for today. Okay. So for doing this practical, go to our practical notes, which I have shared with everybody. So today we are doing the practical for which thing? IIS. So IIS stands for what? Internet Information Service. So that service need to be installed. So already I think you know how to install the services. Same procedure like we did for the DNS, DSCP, ADDS. Open the server manager console. So this can be done on member server or workgroup or DC, any machine. Then open the server manager console. Then click on add roles and features. Then next 3 times. Check the box. Which box you want? IIS. Then add the features. Next 3 times. Then check. Check also today what we are hosting the website through which protocol? HTTP. So HTTP redirection also will be covered. So HTTP redirection box we have to cover. Then you also check FTP. If you don't check FTP, again you need to install the FTP. So some other day I'll show you what is FTP, how we will transfer the files with FTP. So I'm checking today that so that in the future I don't have to install separately FTP. Next install. Then this is how you will install the service. So let me go to the same thing. So this is my PC machine. So let us start with the practical now. So this is my DC machine. So I'll first install the, can be done on member server also as well as on workgroup also. Remember, there is no condition, but it has to be Windows operating system. Now you can see the server manager console left side. Whichever services are installed, it will show you. So you can find ADDS, DSCP, DNS. But whether you find any IIS, no. So you need to install the IIS for today's practical. So how to install the services? Go to the add roles and feature from the server manager console. Click on next 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then check the box. Which box we want today? IIS service. So you can find here somewhere IIS. here is there web server IIS. Check this box, then add the features. Again, next, next, next. Now here you check what HTTP redirection. Here you can also find what FTP. I'm checking this also so that in the future this service again I don't have to install. Next, install. Oh, this service will get installed. So it will take some time. Now during this time I'll show you how to proceed this practical. So practical is what hosting the website. So website should be there. So how you will create the web pages? Who will create the web pages in the real time? Web designers, web developers. So if you know how to do with some language like HTML, you can create it. Or you can copy some dummy web pages. Take a screenshot and copy some dummy web pages. Like we have done when we used to do this practical in the lab, we used to keep one folder with a name called AIO. Inside that, there is a dummy web page, just dummy web pages. Like that, you can also take it from the internet, the screenshot of the dummy pages. Now, since our office is completely closed, now the dummy pages I'll use for showing you the practical. So for this practical, DNS also should be there. So suppose will be hosting one dummy page with a name called yahoo.com. So first I need to create uh, in the DNS what host record and alias record. How to do it? Again I'll show you. Yesterday we did so many times. Again today I'll do it. After that you ping to the name. It should be pinging. So DNS is okay. Now that web page which I will copy it from a folder called AIO. The dummy page I'll host it. So how to host it? This is the method and procedure. Hosting of the website through IIS. So in system 1 web server where you have install IIS service, you need to go to that machine, open the IIS service from the tool and your system name and right click on the sites. Then first add the site name. Like I have created the DNS forward lookup zone example. What name? Yahoo. So same name I should use. Then I need to give the path of my web pages. This is the admin job. Page will be created by web developers. We need to host it. How to host? This is the procedure. Expand then physical browse, expand web pages. Then Yahoo main folder I need to take it. I need to take the Yahoo folder. Then binding. So I'm hosting with this protocol that I need to select. Then my master DNS server. Master or where I'm configuring the IIS. This is the machine where I'm configuring or hosting my website. That IP should be given, port number according to the which protocol you are using. Then last you have to write the host name. What is the host name? The website should have minimum 2 dots, fully qualified domain name. Then say OK. So this is the information you have given to host this particular website protocol. But you need to integrate it. You need to integrate with the web pages. So for that, what you have to do, right click on the yahoo.com. Then website which you have there need to be integrated. Right click on the yahoo.com. Then click on the explore for integration purpose. Then select the HTML document. Then right click on it. Select what? Rename. Copy it. Because that name should be there with what? Some extension. What is that extension? You can see. Now open the default directory. The name should be ending with what extension? That's why I copied that name. Taken that rename. Then use what? Control C to copy. Then go to the default document. Then in that white screen you add that name. Whatever you copied, you pasted by using control. But the name should be ending with what extension? .htm. Then now you can open your browser and you can check the result. You can do it from the same machine or you can go to the other machine. It has to be a part of the domain machine. You can check it from the other machine. So I'll show you both options, from same machine also, other machine also. So please see here, my service got installed. So you see the color of the flag. It is not changed. So nothing is pending. So directly I can post it. So first, what should I do? I should have two concepts, DNS also, web pages also. So you can see in the net, in the file which I have given to you. Clearly I written the steps. So here, DNS also should be configured. So you copy the IO folder web pages. So I have here, here, I have some dummy web pages. Here, these dummy web pages. Copying it into my DC machine. In any location you can copy. So in this my dummy machine, I have some drive. Here I'll copy. Just keeping that only one folder so that you can easily see it. We go to this E drive. You can do it any drive, remember. Some dummy pages are copied. This is the location. First thing, pages should be there. So in real time, that will be created by web developer. In our scenario, we don't have the web developer. We don't have web developers for us to do the practical. So we'll use some dummy pages. Through the internet, you can do it. We had kept some dummy pages in the lab, but the lab cannot be accessed now. It is completely closed. I'll show you how to do it if pages is available. Because our main focus is on how to host the website. So what I'll do to host the website, this is my DC machine. Then I should also have the DNS ready because without DNS we cannot access the website by name. First I'll configure the DNS. So how to configure the DNS? Yesterday we discussed. Already the service is installed. So create the forward lookup zone. Only forward lookup zone is needed, not reverse. So already I have some names, but I don't have the Yahoo. So I'll create once again Yahoo. Right click on the forward lookup zone, new zone. Then next, select only primary zone, not Active Directory integrated primary zone. Then zone name. What is the zone name here? Yahoo. Yahoo.com. Next. Then allow both secure and non-secure. Next. Finish. Now Yahoo forward lookup zone is created. We need to create what? Two records are there. But we need two more records. Most important is address record. So I'll create the because resolution is takes place from name to IP with this record. So what is my system name? System 1 and IP address is what? Same 10.1. The host is created. Now add one more thing, that the alias name, because the public users will be accessing your website with this name, not system1.yahoo.com. So you will hide your system name with alias name. So my DNS is ready. If you want to check whether my DNS is working or not, in www.yahoo.com. Working. Okay, done. Okay, done. DNS is there, pages is there. Now I need to host it. To host the website through IIS, go to the tools. You can find the service because we just now install this service IIS. IIS services manager you need to go. Now, first you expand your system name. Then you find here sites. right click, new, add website, the site name. What is my site name? I want to hold website, example yahoo.com. Then the path means where the page is created, so you can browse. So in my scenario, I copied the web pages in E drive with a folder name what web pages. Inside that you will find a folder with what name Yahoo. Select the Yahoo, only Yahoo complete folder. Path is given. Now you are hosting this through HTTP. What is the IP address of your server? This. Port number is there. Now the complete name you have to write. What is your host name? The people should access this website with what? www.yahoo.com. Then save. So this is for hosting, but this hosting has to be integrated. Pages and website should be integrated. For that purpose, what you have to do, you expand here sites, you will get your website name. Right click on that website name, go to what? Explore. All these steps are written there. So you can see here one file, HTML file. So select that file, right click, then go for what? Rename. Because the name should end with what? .htm. So for that, rename. And I'm copying it. Control C. Then close it. This directory, default directory. Open the default directory. Here in the white screen, you just right click. Then you say what? Add. The name. Paste it. Control V. That name should be ending with what? .htm, not html. .htm. So you will get a new name here. So it's saying already that is existing. So what I'll do, I'll delete that. Again I'll do right click, add, whatever I copied, I'm pasting. Then the name should be ending with what? STM. Okay, the name is taken. Now, now you go back. Here, here it is there. Directory browsing. You open it. Go back. You go to the directory browsing. There you find here Yahoo. So just check from the server the page is opening or not. If it is opening from here now, so it will open from the client also. First it need to open. So this is the dummy page screenshot we have taken from the website. Like this you can also put it. Now it is working in same machine, but I need to check it from the client machine. So I'll show you from the client machine. So this client machine is a part of what? Only the conditional forwarder. So I need to change it into a normal member server. So how do I do it? You see here. So because we were using the practical for other conditional forwarder. So simply you go to the network, change adapter setting, IP address. This should be what? IP version 4. So here, this should be the DC IP address where IIS configured. That IP address should be there. Preferred DNS should be the IP address of the PC where IIS and DNS is configured. Because DNS and IIS configured in same machine, that I need to give it. Now I can access it from this machine, the web. Now this is my user, public user. As a public user, I'll access the website. The OS can be anything now. How do you access it? Open the browser now. So how do you open the browser? Go to the run. Type it simply what? I explore. So internet will get open. Sorry, Internet Explorer will get open. Now go to the here. Type it what? www dot for website name yahoo.com. So I have not given any port number. By default, it takes which port number? HTTP. See here. You have to say add. This website will be added. Here it is adding. Now close. So you got it. So this I got server also from here, and this I also getting from the client. So this is the normal how administrator will host the website. Normal procedure. So Same procedure will be there even for HTTPS, but at that time only one extra thing will be there, that is the certificates. So this is our first practical for today. But in the real time, you will have the home page of this any website. On that, there will be some links, which is here called what? Virtual directories. So if you create on this, it will should go to the sublink, like in the bank or any home page of the any website you see. There will be what sublinks. You click on that, which is called here virtual direct. It should go to that. So Yahoo, one of the important part was mail server, Yahoo mail server. So if you click, it will go to the mail server. So how to create that virtual hosting? That is called what? Virtual directories. What is called virtual directory? Sublinks. So that we will see next practical. So what is our next practical now? Normal hosting is done, but the users will be clicking on the sublink. So they should get the that also. So who has to design or create it? Administrator. Links will be designed by the developers, but we need to give the path. So let us see how we'll do this virtual directories, which is called virtual directories. So this I have shown you how to host our website. Up to this we have completed. Verification also we have done. Now virtual directories means sublinks. On your main page, if you click on the sublink, it should go to that. So in the Yahoo, I'll create a sublink for mail. So this is called virtual directories. So for creating the virtual directories or sublinks, you need again open the IIS service, right click on yahoo.com, which we have created, add virtual directory, sorry, alias name. The link is what example we are taking mail. Then the physical path, browse, expand, e-drive. In that web pages, I have separate folder called Yahoo Mail. Yahoo is different, Yahoo Mail is different. Then contact, virtual directory, same. What we have done previously, HTML procedure, rename, control it, Windows, then close it. Then go to the default document, then double click, white screen, add, paste the name with extension .html, then browse it. You will get a link. I'll show you now. Same thing. Same thing, I'll repeat it, but with sublink. So how to create a sublink first? Go to the Yahoo. You are creating the sublink for Yahoo. Then you can find here what? Like this. Just see here how I created. Right click, add virtual directory. What is the option there? Add virtual directory. Same thing you can find here. Right click, add virtual directory. Can you see here? Same thing. Then the alias name. What is the alias name you are giving here? Like here, I mentioned mail. You can find same. So here, alias name should be what? Mail. Yeah. Alias name is what? Mail. I'm creating the sublink with what name? Then browse. I kept it in E drive with a folder name web pages. Inside that, I have a for normal folder. This was there, but now this is a subfolder, sublink, Yahoo Mail. Okay, select it. Then say what? Okay. So now again you need to do the same thing. Open what? Right click on the Yahoo Mail, explore. Then you got HTML. You select HTML. Right click, rename to get the extension as what? HTML. Copy it. Control C. Close it. Then go to the default document in the here white screen, add, paste the which copy. Then extension should be what? Dot htm. It's created. Then you go back to your here. You can show directory browsing. Now here directory browsing. Now here you can open it, or you can go to the here Open again the run. Now give the link, sublink like this here. www. You write the complete name otherwise. http colon double forward slash www dot yahoo dot com. Our sublink is what? Slash mail. Did you get this? This is dummy page. We cannot go inside it. Just a dummy page. So this is called sublinks or virtual direct. You can also use F2. So for renaming, I'm using the mouse. You can directly use what? That key. Okay. F2 also you can use for renaming. Up to this, everybody understood? So we did how many practical now today? As per the IIS, forget about the starting session because that was the part of the Saturday session. So we have two practical today. Yes. What are they? How to host the website and how to create the sublinks or virtual direct. Yes. So we did in HTTP. Sorry, in the IIS two practical. How to host the website through HTTP protocol and how to create the virtual directory or sublinks. After this, the third practical for today. The third practical for today is what? Redirection. So sometime the company suppose did some modification. So the people were using one page. So once the page is open, now according to the company requirement, the other page should come. That is called redirection. So suppose some company was working, you have taken over them. So now when somebody open the previous name, it should come to your new name. How to create subdomain website. What do you mean by subdomain website now? Virtual domain. There is a concept of what? Virtual directory, not virtual domain. So you want me to show once again these virtual directories? This is, so you mean to say that mail.yahoo.com. Now this might be what? The name with what? Uh, three extensions. So now if you open this, it will go to the sublink or another thing. I'm not sure about that. So I'll check it out. Can be it will possible like that? What you example you have given? Okay. That's as I know will be given through the colon. Uh, so let me try now. Let me try whether it will get or not. Let me try. I'll open new Explorer. Let me try with this HTTP HTTP colon double forward slash. The name was what? www.yahoo.com. So you are saying just use what? The mail. Yes, it's also coming through that all instead of colon. Direct if I'm giving the slash also, it's coming. Yes. Yes, it is working. Okay. Can I proceed to the next practical now? Yes. Because I'm working my own domain which is not registered, and this is practical is done on a private IP. If I do on public IP by purchasing the domain, then it becomes everything will become public. So that's what I'm saying. Only two things I need to do. Just my domain has to be integrated and my entry should be there of this domain in the ISP. And I will be using what public IP. Then once this requirement is fulfilled, whatever configuration I've done, the configuration will not change. It will be same. Only it is related with what public IP. And the domain has to be registered in the ISP. Anybody can access. Same thing will work for the internet. Yes. Here I'm creating DNS record. There it has to be there in the ISP. So we cannot reach ISP directly. So some service providers are there. Like I told you, GoDaddy. Yes. Now can we proceed with the next practical? Our next practical is what? Redirection. So what is the next practical for us? Redirection. So suppose the company, your company taken over some. Yes, one more question. Okay, please go ahead. Yes, you can go ahead. Or otherwise after the session. Now you are writing, please write. I'll show you with IP also. Just wait for a minute. Wait for a minute. I'll do also that IP. Okay. So now we'll concentrate on what? Redirection. So in which scenario we'll use this redirection concept means so some previous company was there. Now your company has taken over that company also. So when the people open that anywhere in the world, they should come to here because now you have taken that company. In that scenario, you may use what? Redirection. Or sometime you may think like this. Somebody open a particular website like uh, Yahoo. It should go to the Gmail or it should go to the your company website. Your company name suppose Zoom. So that scenario will use what? Redirection concept. See, it is if you want that I already given you SSL certificates how to do it for private network, not for public. For public, you have to go to CA. So that is there at the end of our practical step 5. So that I given you. So you can just check it and do by yourself. Still, if you get any problem, I'll show you. Okay. See, in the practical step file, I have given in the last. At the last of this file, I mentioned how to convert this HTTP into HTTPS. I given you already as extra knowledge. Find this 35. So this is the thing I given you. Just how to make it. Everything is same. Just the certificate is different. Everything is same. See, thing which we have done today. Just we have to add the certificate. You try. Still, if you get any problem, I'll show you. Everything is same. Okay. The file I already send you to everybody. Can I proceed with the redirection? the last, this practical is there. Okay. Now let me go to the redirection concept. Okay, we did which practical? How to host the website through HTTP. Then how we can create the links, which is called virtual directories also. Now the next practical is HTTP redirection. So how to do this redirection means when you try to open one website, it should be redirected to another website. So we need to create one more website. Like already I have what yahoo.com website. So like this, I need to create one more website with any name like Gmail or something like that. So now same thing I'll repeat again. So how to do the redirection? I need to create one more website using the procedure which I've shown you earlier. Then open the IIS service, select the Yahoo website, then open HTTP redirection. Then check the box. When somebody is opening, suppose Yahoo, it should be redirected to whom? Like BMW or Gmail, whatever name you use. So for that verification, what you have to do, give the path of redirection from one website to another. The verification, you try to open one website, but automatically it will redirect to another. So this is the practical for us. Okay. I'll show you the redirection. So for that, I'll first need to create what? One more website. So how to create a website? Already we done once. Again, I'll repeat it. So now, first you need to have the DNS. First you need to have the DNS. So go to the DNS. So already I created one forward lookup zone like BMW. So I'll use this because you already know this how to create the host file. So now I'll create a new website with what name? BMW. So when Yahoo is open, it should be redirected to BMW. Is it okay now, everybody, or shall I create once again this DNS host record and alias record? I can use it. I repeat once. This yesterday I created so many times this forward lookup zone. So can I use one of the name like BMW, or shall I create once more the BMW records? Okay. So can I proceed with the BMW now? So now BMW record is there. So now we'll create a website. You can watch the same video. Okay. Okay. So how to do it? You have BMW here, sister host record and alias record. So DNS entry is there. Now entry is there. So DNS entry is there. We need to create the website. So to create the website, we need to go to the which console or which tool? I tools, IIS. I'm creating one more website like Yahoo. Then expand the system. You have what? The sites. You have the sites. Select the site, right click, add new site. Now the site name BMW. Now browse. So in the E drive, I also have a web pages BMW. So you open the BMW now. So here you will find BMW folder. I'll select W, then given the path. Now HTTP protocol, this port number, host name is what? www dot emw. So site is created, but we need to link it. How do we link it? Now this website is there, Yahoo is there. So I'm creating the integrating the web pages. First explore, right click explore. So let me create. So I need to give the complete folder, it seems. So what I'll do, I'll create a new site, add website. Then the website name is what? bmw.com. And the physical path, E drive, now BMW complete folder, and OK. Then the port number, sorry, IP address, port number is 8. Then what is the name? www.bmw.com. Okay. Now we have a site here. Right click, explore. Now you can find here HTML file. Select it. Right click. We can use FT also. F2 also. I'm using this. Rename. Then copy it. How to copy it? Control C. Then go to the default directory. Then here in the white screen, right click, add, paste it the name. Extension should be .htm. Okay. Already the name is there, means you just remove the first name and do the same process. Already this name is there. Right click, remove. Same thing I need to do. Right click on the white screen and paste the name. In the name with what? htm. Okay. Now go to the BMW here. Please, all of you keep your mic in mute position. No? He has unmuted their mic. Varan, can you please keep your mic in mute position? Okay. Now you go to the BMW. You can open from here the BMW. Here, getting the BMW. Now same thing I can also open from the client now. Go to the run. Now here my website name is what? www.bmw.com. So it is a two pages are working, two websites. So can you see now here two? Yahoo is also coming. Yahoo is also coming. And BW also is coming. Because for this practical, we need two websites. So we are working on redirection. So now how to do the redirection now? So go to your DC machine now. So now when somebody try to open the Yahoo, it should be redirected to BMW. That is our practical. So right click on the Yahoo to whom you want the redirection. So now here, what is the option we are using here? You can see in the notes. Redirection. What I need to do? Okay. Just I need to give the path. Now see here, this is my Yahoo and BMW. Two are there. So can you find here redirection? Here. Select the Yahoo. Then open the HTTP redirection by double clicking. Now check this. Redirect this request to this. Which one you have selected? Yahoo. So now where it should be redirected, you have to write. So where it should be redirected, you have to write the complete path. Example is given. HTTP colon double forward slash www.bmw.com. So when user is trying to open the Yahoo, it should be redirected to where? It should be redirected to where? To the BMW. This is our practice. So you can see here in the notes I have written same thing. Open the HTTP, then check the box redirection. Open the other website like HTTP, then apply. Okay, restart. Okay, so you can do this way also, or you can also do this way. Just instead of writing this name, you just check it, the redirection. So here, previously we selected this name. To whom you want to redirect, select the name. Already you can do. So both way it will work. Either I can write the name or I can do this way, selecting this. So you see here, changes you have lost. Do you want to save the changes? No, suppose. Now I'll do it from this. Again, the other method. HTTP redirection. Go to the HTTP redirection. Then check the box. Then here you select here. One second. I already done twice. Here. Okay. Same thing I'm doing now. Check this. Write the name. What is the name? HTTP colon. What is the name? www.gmail. Sorry. In my case, what is the name? bmw.com. Now you can say here apply. Okay. Changes have been saved. Now what you do? You go to the client machine. You go to the client machine. Now you try to open the BMW. You try to open the BMW. The BMW will get open. Now like see.